Welcome to TradeTheNBA.com. This is John. This report is for the 1st of November. Well, shades of excitement at the end of October, finishing the month negative. We started out over here up above 58, now right back down about the middle. All we did was just come back to the 61% line in this particular case. Was a pretty broad-based sell-off, and this is the problem when you have bull runs where not a whole lot of short activity, you don't have anyone helping to drive things, and once buyers stop and people start wanting to, collect some profits, then it just cascades quickly. And of course, the election, with the varying polls that just confused mostly, they're all just propaganda trying to promote whatever agenda. And that pretty much sent things. But overall, we've been seeing a continual decay of the MBI yellow here, as well as magenta fading, and it popped up above, and that's what held it above the ABM yellow for a while, but we closed below it the other 2 days ago, and then we started negative, and it just cascaded. And we've been in DOC spread since, back almost a week ago. So it's just been a continuation of softness, and as we were pointing out below the ABM yellow, it's definitely short. Once we got to the ABM green, that break below it just started the roller coaster straight down, and it was pretty broad-based. Everything was pretty much sold off except for one important item, and that's just because continue to see inflation out of control. From an NQ standpoint, short interest definitely picking up strongly on that move. And of course, that's late to the game, but it moved above the 10 figure just the other day, right before the sell-off began, and that just made it that much worse. We didn't dip below the red line, so that's net positive there, but all we're doing is coming back to previous algo levels, so it's nothing dramatic. But as you can see, the AI dream for some of the big tech slowing dramatically, and it just reminds me of when the internet and stuff was moving forward. It got way ahead of itself. You had WorldCom and some of these other ones from way back that were doing exciting things, but there just wasn't the nature of demand. They hadn't converted yet into that popularization, and it takes some time. It'll get there. It's just a question of when. From a treasury standpoint, again, yields still well below where they need to be in order to attract investors, and that's really the difficulty of it at this particular stage. People are caught between, where do I put my money? Market's a difficult place at this particular time with the election. I mean, though broadly it's going to be, positive towards the end of the year, and once the election finalizes, you'll have clarity on that one. But there's that bump in oil, and that really is going to be a lasting problem, because until you get the energy situation under control, you're going to have a flight towards safety, which is definitely going to be commodities. Again, Euro pretty much is going to be affected by who wins. If Harris can stay in there, then they see the prospects of the Euro moving back up into the safe range. It's still fine right in this level, but Trump win, I would think that you're really going to start to see it cascade lower, because that threat of tariffs is terrifying to the global marketeers. From a gold standpoint, of course, that just filled back positive extremes that we had from, earlier right here, but then even the broader ones that had already been taken out, we didn't quite come down to those. Still broad-based from that standpoint. Inflation's not going anywhere, but sometimes you got to clear a position to cover these kind of broad drop days where things just start to fall off the rails. Bitcoin filled back its positive extreme. Clean and simple right there. So from that standpoint, everything's been smoothed out and ready for the next run of things. It's just a question of whether you see broader deterioration developing, and I think that's the bigger concern probably going forward. From an intraday standpoint, though, it doesn't get much cleaner than this. It started in the pre-market when I put up my report, and that didn't change all day. I mean, that was just pretty much broad-based selling. Even attempts back to the 23% all the way through were just rejected. And then finally, at the end of the day, we got a little poke up in post-market, but that quickly faded off. And here in post-market, they checked out any additional stops down below, and it's been in a steady rise up above. So All in all, good stuff. Pretty clean from our viewpoint, so no objections there. I would expect this volatility is going to be really rough till after the election, so probably till the middle of next week. And be seeing some of that gyration. All good. As always, anything relevant, I'll put on the Skype chat for you. Have a good one. Trade well.